Hello and welcome to Deb's Artsy Life. I'm going to say that this video is Vlogmas Day 3. And I'm going to try really hard to participate at least some in Vlogmas. I know I can't film every day, but this video is going to be chock full of bitty stripes. We're just going to have a whole video about bitty stripes. And I know most of my videos have been about bitty stripes lately. But this one is, I have got this box over here. I've spent $200 on Bitty Stripes yarn. And that is ridiculous at this time of year. But they came out with those new colors and I was so very excited about the lily pad in particular because it had this, it looked like it was just so me with the blues and the greens and the soft colors. And I thought it would be very different from seaweed and maybe a lot more beautiful with those soft blues and greens. Well, when I opened the box and saw the lily pad, which is the new colorway, my heart just sank. I'm sure my face fell. I just was so incredibly disappointed. And I couldn't even film a video about it this weekend because I wanted to do this exciting unboxing, and instead, I was so disappointed. I mean, I was almost, I don't know if you can be devastated about yarn, but if you could be, or should be, I was, and I am. I built that colorway up in my mind because of the way that it looked on the website. And so my excitement was huge, and then it made my disappointment that much more. So we're going to talk about this yarn, and I really didn't want to film this video because I want to be excited. And you know, I'm asking myself, is my love affair with Bitty Stripes coming to an end, or can this be fixed? And so I wrote this long email. It wasn't that long, but it was a very heartfelt email, just very honest, to Yarnspirations. I went to their customer care or whatever, and it's inquire@yarnspirations.com, I think. So I wrote this email, and I printed it off, but I cannot find it. I was going to show it to you or read it to you. But basically, I'm saying to them how disappointed I am, and that their their return policy is very unsatisfactory to me. I did buy it straight from yarnspirations.com, not a third party or whatever. But I wrote to them, and I sent pictures, and I explained what it looked like on the website. And anyway, you can go yourself and look at the website. And this yarn looks to be so exquisitely beautiful. But this is what I got in the mail. And now you may think this is beautiful. And it looks almost better when I hold it up on camera than it does in real life. But to me, the greens are awful. And it's just so, okay. So the first thing I did was work up a swatch. And this swatch is both knitted and crocheted. And can you see this blue, how very dark and almost black it is? And here's this green, which is so dark, against this beautiful, well, none of the colors to me are all that beautiful. It just disappointed me. I think mainly because, now it's funny, and the light just came on for some reason. The light didn't change. I think the TV changed. I've got a picture up on the TV, and I think it made it lighter in here. But anyway, it looks better now than it really does in person. It's very garish, and the colors are just, I don't know, they're just so different than what was on the website. But I do want to let me finish. I'm right in the middle of this garter stitch part of this swatch that I did, and I've decided to turn this swatch into a book cover. I don't know why I'm so into making book covers lately, but I haven't worked on the other book cover at all. This weekend I will show you what I worked on as we go on into the video, or I might show you in another video, another Vlogmas video, because tonight really is going to be about bitty stripes. So I want to show this to you and see what you think. It's hard to show you when it's in the middle of a row. So, okay. So, to me, there's no flow. It's just chunks of color. And I know it's called bitty stripes, but I want it to flow. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I'm tired and overwhelmed and greedy, and maybe I've gotten too much yarn, and I just don't know. I need your opinion. I need to know what you think of this yarn. But to me, it is not what I expected at all, and I think that's the problem. I expected these soft, beautiful, clean colors, and I ended up with dark. There's too much contrast for me. And the greens, I don't know. But what I did, I wanted to show you, this is the V-stitch, double crochet V-stitch. And then here, I started knitting the stockinette stitch with a garter stitch border. Then I switched to double crochet. And then I went to the V-stitch again, and then I started knitting the garter stitch. So I did this because I immediately wanted to use it and see what it looked like crocheted and knitted. So again, this is the Lily Pad colorway. It's the new yarn, but can you see, to me that is such a brown, ugly green. And this blue, I mean, there's just no blend to it. It just goes from really bright, garish. Well, first you've got this indigo blue, which is almost black. I don't know. I was so disappointed. I'm still disappointed. And here's the thing. I bought 7 skeins of this yarn. 7 skeins. And I was telling you about the shipping policy with Yarnspirations. You have to ship it back yourself to an address that's on their website. But you have to pay for the shipping to send it back. And I've already paid to have it shipped. One of the orders, the first order that I got, I didn't get a discount. And, well, I did. I think it was 25% off. But I had to pay for shipping. So shipping was $10 to get the first batch of this, which is what this came from. And so in order to send it back, I would have to pay again to ship it. After I've already paid for shipping, I won't get that shipping cost back. And I'll have to box it up, and it wanted it to be unused, unopened. Well, it can't be unopened, you know. I've used it. But anyway, in my email, I asked them, I said, I don't want my money back. What I want is for you to produce the yarn that's pictured on your website, the soft, beautiful blues, and then ship it to me at no charge. Because I want to be able to show my viewers my excitement over opening a box of bitty stripes. And so I got home today, and you know, After I placed that first order at 25%, they had the 40% site-wide. Well, I had to take advantage of that, obviously. So I ended up buying all the new colors and some of the older colors that I had not gotten before. And one of them is this Rainbow Mist. And the Rainbow Mist, there's a pattern that does a granny square blanket. And it uses the rainbow and the Rainbow Mist. But to me, I don't know, when I hold this up, it does not go with this at all. The color here is almost gray. I don't know whether it's green, blue, or just gray, but I don't see that with this rainbow. Am I missing something here? I mean, I know I've been so in love with this yarn, but I don't know if they've changed the way they produce it. This was the very first batch of Bitty Stripes yarn that I got when they first came out with it a year ago. Okay, and now I don't know what Rainbow Mist would have looked like then, but this is what I got in the mail. And I want to like it. I really do. But how would you put this in a granny square blanket with this? I mean, it doesn't even look like it goes together. And I just feel like this is so not me. Like I said, I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's the yarn. I need your help to tell me, okay? I know I've just sung the praises of this yarn for a year since it came out. And I don't want to stop. I don't understand. And I think it's just my taste here. I think if I put that with something besides this, you know, I might like it. And when I work it up, I might like it. So that's the Rainbow Mist, okay? Now, on the plus side, I'm gonna show you all the yarn that I bought, okay? But there's one that I absolutely love, and I'm gonna show it to you first because I do want to be excited. And I've worked up. I'm gonna be wrestling and grabbing all kinds of things in this video, which you're not. You're used to that. But this yarn is the Fairy Core, and it's the yarn that I thought I would like, you know, the least. I thought Lily Pad would be my favorite. But I just love this. The colors are clean, and the best part is it will go perfectly with this Twilight Basics from Premier and this Powder Blue from Premier. And so I am planning, and then there's also this that can probably be put in there. It may be a little too bright, but anyway, I just think that is beautiful. I'm gonna hold it up so you can see. This is the Fairy Core. And I only ordered 4 skeins of this, but I absolutely love it. And since I'm combining it with the solids, I think I'll have plenty. But it is my favorite. And I would buy it again. It is absolutely gorgeous. Here's my beef with Yarnspirations, I think. When you mix 2 complementary colors, whether it's blue and orange, they're complements. If you mix those, you're going to get a yucky, muddy, well, I mean, if you mix them correctly, you'll get a nice gray. But I don't want any gray in my work, okay? I'm not a gray kind of girl. So what bothers me about this yarn is that they've mixed 2 complementary colors side by side, and what do you get when you do that? Gray, or a grayed out version of the color. I never in my work, well, I mean, I won't say never. If I want a gray, then yeah, but most of the, or if you want to just calm a color down, you know, if you wanted to just kind of calm down a blue that was too bright, you could mix just a little tiny bit of orange in it. But if you put blue and orange together in equal portions, you're just going to get mud. You're going to get a brown. I mean, and in my opinion, you know, I don't like brown. I want bright. So I feel like that's what's happened in so many of these yarns. And I hope I can find what I'm looking for. I made 2 little granny squares. Hold on. Ah, here it is, right in front of me. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so this is the citrus. All right, look at this. To me, there's not much citrusy about this, okay? You've got these 2 colors, which is like a shade of blue and orange, and they've mixed them. So when you hold this back, how does it read? As a gray or a brown. It doesn't read as bright or citrusy. I mean, this is like elementary stuff that anybody who makes yarn should know. And I'm thinking, why would you release all these beautiful colors before they're perfected? And why would they differ so much to what's on the website? I mean, okay, I had another swatch that was not quite as bad, but look at this yarn. This is the citrus. And I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. I just, meh. And I don't want to feel that way. I want to be excited. Okay, so here's the festive. Same thing. If you mix red and green, they're complementary colors. And if you put them side by side or mix them together in equal proportions, you're going to get a muddy grayish color. And if you'll look, this is the festive. And I don't know if you can see that, but inside there, it's just a dull, ugly, dirty red. Look at that. Do you see that? That makes me sick. Look at that. They have absolutely adulterated that red. Now maybe you like it. I don't know, but I don't. Look at this bright, beautiful color. And then you've got this. Well, wait a minute. That's not bad. It's this inside, and I guess I could cut it out. That is almost black. And do you know why? Because they have mixed red and green. Now, why would somebody who dyes yarn, a yarn company, not know this? Did they want it to be black? I don't know. Does black belong in yarn called festive? My daughter keeps texting me. Black to me does not belong in festive yarn. Look, I'm pulling out this center. Grace, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't even know how to. Here we go. Look at that. That is as dirty and black as it can be. It looks like muddy water. It looks like muddy water yarnspirations. I'm just so disgusted. I ordered three skeins of this. Do I like it? Does it look anything like what's on the website? No. I'm sorry, y'all. I never rant on here, but I'm as disappointed as anybody can be. I want y'all to go to the website and look at that beautiful festive yarn and tell me if this looks anything like it. All right. This is Pink Lemonade. I've had it for a long time, and it's the first batch that I bought when they first came out, and I like it. And here's the Sweetie, okay? And I thought the Sweetie could go with this. But now, there's hardly any difference in the Sweetie and the Pink Lemonade, except that this is a little bit lighter and not quite as bright, and it has more white in it. So I think these would go well together. So I'm okay with the Sweetie. All right. This is the Very Berry. Hang on. Oh, I want to show you this citrus. Look. Do you see that? That is brown. That is muddy water. How is that citrusy? How is that citrusy? I can see how some of it is, but then you throw that gray, muddy brown in there, and I just don't know. I'm just sad. I'm just sad. Citrusy. Okay, on to something else. This is the Very Berry. Same thing. Same thing. Okay. Do you see this color? What's pretty about that? What is very berry about that? This is a quality issue to me, a huge quality issue. And I want them to make this right. I want them to care enough to take me seriously. Look at that. Do you see how yucky that is? It's just yucky. Here's a better example. Look at that. That especially. There's nothing bright about that. Nothing pretty. Nothing very berry about it. Nothing. The colors are muddy in places and garish in others. Now, worked up, I will say that it's not that bad. Or is it? It is that bad. Look at the center of that. I thought I would make a hexagon cardi. I've never done that before. And so I started it. But look at the center of that, how muddy and dirty it looks. Now that's a little better when the light hits it. I don't want my love affair with Yarnspirations and Bitty Stripes to be over. Now let me show you something. This right here is gorgeous. This is the Tomato Ombre, Super Saver Ombre. I love this yarn. I'm making this shawl just for the pure joy of it. This yarn is so soft. I mean, it is really soft. Nothing like Red Heart Super Saver. I'm using nothing like Red Heart Super Saver has a reputation for being. This is about the softest, squishiest yarn I've ever used. I love it. And it's, the colors are so brilliant and beautiful. And it's Christmassy and it's festive and I just love it. So I'm working on this. And you know, a lot of this may be that I'm overwhelmed. I mean, understandably. But when I see color like that in yarn, there's no place for that in a colorway called Very Berry. What is that? It is a quality issue, in my opinion. And I pray that Yarnspirations will respond to my email. I talked to a lady there yesterday, and it made me feel a whole lot better because at least she understood why I was frustrated, and she was very supportive, and she was very complimentary that I had sent all the information that she needed, and so many people don't do that. And she was very kind to me, and she was very concerned, I guess, or seemed to be. And so she was going to send it to quality control, and they're going to determine, you know, if it's just how the yarn is supposed to be. Look at that. Do you see that? It's brown. It reads as mud. When I teach an art class, I tell my students, you know, if you mix purple and orange, I don't usually, I mean, that's not a true compliment, but purple's got enough blue in it that when you mix it with orange, you get a murky, brownish, grayish color. And it may not be, you know, when you get up close, they separate. But when you're back like this, it just looks like dullness, dullness, dull, dull. Look at that. Look at that. So am I being too picky? Possibly. Now this still has the dark in it, but I do like that, you know. I was thinking of making a shawl for my aunt, and I thought she would love the pink and green. And it looks pink and green, like a real pretty soft pink and green on the website. But when you get it, it's this garish, dark, muddied mess. That's just all I know to say. And I don't mean to be critical, Yarnspirations, but if I'm anything on this channel, I'm real. I don't edit. I just come on here and talk to you and tell you my true feelings. Now, from a distance, that doesn't look all that bad. But I think that, look at that. That is just black. That is black. Is that not black? It looks black to me. Black, because you know what? You can't mix red and green, especially really saturated red and green. You're going to get black, and that's what that is. That's black. So my question to you is, do I package all this up and pay to ship it and send it back to Yarnspirations? I guess my concern is that it won't get there. It won't get into the right hands. They won't give me back credit for it. They won't. Something will happen along the way to where I won't get my money back. And I'm just scared to do that. I'm scared to package all this up, pay probably $20 to ship it at the least, and then it get there, you know, and they tell you what to put in it, like your packing slip, or, well, what if it gets there and they determine that it's been opened, so they can't refund my money? Well, how are you going to know what a yarn looks like if you don't open it? And so I don't know. I don't know what to do. What would you guys do? And do you think I'm being ridiculous? It's just that I spent $200 on all this, and I want to love it. I want to love it as much as I do this, and the unicorn mane, and this. But you don't see any black in this. You don't see any dark, ugly, muddy colors in this sweater. And it's made with the rainbow, I think it's retro rainbow bitty stripes. So I don't know what to do. And I'm so sad. I am truly sad. This has really affected my mood, and it's ridiculous. But how is that? I don't even know. Maybe when it works up, it'll be better. But can you see the muddiness in that orange? I don't know what I want it to be, but it's just not doing it for me. And maybe, you know, I may just go ahead and make a cardigan. I think part of me is overwhelmed with the projects, the number of projects that I've got going, and the amount of yarn that I've got, and I'm feeling pressure to, you know, produce. But anyway, I'm going to end this on a high note. I love the fairy core. Yarn Inspirations, you hit it out of the park with this one. This is gorgeous. And I don't mind terribly. The Sweetie's okay. It's more white than pink, but that may change as I work it up. And I think I'm okay with the Rainbow Mist. I think it'll be okay. I'm not okay with the Festive. And I'm not okay with the Very Berry. And I'm not okay with the Citrus necessarily. It's just not what I expected. And I'm so not okay with the Lily Pad. The Lily Pad is what I'm most disappointed in. Look how dark. And I want you to go to the website and look at these colors and tell me they're nothing like this. And I'm not filtering this video or anything. You know I don't edit. This is like my living room at night with the overhead light on. So anyway, I promise you that future videos will be more inspirational if I can get my head around this. And if you aren't, I'm going to keep you posted because I want you to know what Yarn Inspirations does, if anything. And I just hope and pray that they'll listen, and surely I'm not going to be the only person that's a little disappointed. Maybe my love of color is a little much, you know. Maybe I've got really out there expectations. Tell me what you think. I really want your opinion. And you know what a lover of Bitty Stripes I've been, and I mean, that's all that I've talked about on my channel for a year, practically. To me, that is not citrus, guys. That's not citrus. It looks like an orange that has been left too long, and it's beginning to turn. So, if I'm anything, I'm honest, and I mean no disrespect. I really don't. It's just that I adore yarn and I adore bright colors and I love Bitty Stripes. But you can't put two complementary colors together and expect to get anything but gray or brown or mud. So on that note, I will let you go. I do love you guys, and I hope this is not too depressing. It'll be better next time, I promise. We'll move on, okay? Life's too short.